Alrighty, so getting everything all lined up here.
Here I'm going to start out digging in the Machpro MP15, the little Chinese 1-ton excavator. Now it is in the ISO configurations and I'm not used to that. I use the SAE controls, backhoe controls, but you would be a lot faster digging on it if you're used to it, of course. Also, in each one of these, I'm going to show you the from the outside, like we're looking at right here, digging, and then also from in the cab digging. So, you know, if you want to fast forward through some things, you can. But when I'm in the cab, I do give you some tips on trenching with the machines. It will dig a little better when you have the blade in the back like that, but you need to put the blade down. I don't know why I forgot to put the blade down, but if you do extend it down to the ground, it does help and it digs a little better. I do put the blade down here in a little bit. So this is a really hard parking lot. It's got road base on it. It's been driven over by semis for 50 years. So it's pretty amazing that this little excavator is actually digging through it. And like I'm saying, I'm not good on these controls, and it would dig a lot better, but
bring you over here and we'll take a look at, if I don't fall here, we'll take a look at our little trench we dug there. That's every bit of probably a foot and a half deep. Well, good foot for sure. And anyways, guys, this is a road-based parking lot that's been driven over for 50 years. It's hard. It's very hard. So I'm pretty impressed on that little excavator. I mean, my goodness, people, you know, $5,500 excavator. So, and I do have to apologize. That thing would dig way better than what I was doing on it. I grew up with SAE controls, backhoe controls. Like I said, I actually did a video, and I'll show you guys how I did change it over to SAE John Deere controls, backhoe controls, but it didn't work very well because of where the hydraulic feeds from one end of the valves. So they generally put your bigger cylinder, your main boom cylinder, on the end where it has the hydraulic feed on the valves. So moving them around on a lot of these units doesn't actually work, but what I wanted to show you guys, like I said, this one's in the ISO configuration. This one is in the backhoe configuration. And these newer ones and the bigger excavators, they're so easy to change. Like inside the Bobcat right here, you just flip this lever, and then that, like right now it's in the backhoe control, which is they call it standard. And then if you flipped it horizontal, it would be in the ISO configuration, which is normal. ISO's normal excavator controls. So, all right, let's get in the Cat and we'll do a test dig. Now, it's kind of not going to be fair because this is of course a 1.8 ton machine, and that other one's only 1 ton machine. So we'll get in here though. Put my phone. It's got a little control deal for here. We'll turn the key to the on position. Wait for our gauges to reset over here. And we'll turn this on. And it's so nice. It does have air conditioning, and that is nice. So, okay, let's we can dig that little trench and just show you the differences of course, how these machines dig. Alrighty, so we'll put our hydraulic block down. I'll just shut the door for now. And we'll go ahead and I'll just lower the back blade a little bit. Doesn't matter that much in these bigger machines, but there we go. All right. So like I said, this one's already configured in the backhoe mode, so I'm going to be way more familiar with it. As I reach out, I'm going to make sure my thumb is all the way up. As I reach out, now when you're digging, what you're really doing is you're scraping. So what I do is I lower. Okay, this is my boom. Right now I'm confused because everything's the opposite. But this is my boom up and down, my lever, my left joystick, okay? So with my left joystick, I'm gonna move the house and the main boom. With my right joystick, I'm gonna move the bucket and the dipper out there, okay? So when we're digging, so as I go down, I'm putting my stick out or my dipper, and I'm lowering my boom. Now, when we're digging, all we're doing is scraping the ground. So let me make sure we can see it here. I think we can. This little machine has pretty good reach. But so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pull back with my stick, and all I'm doing is scraping the ground. See that there? Now I don't really need to leave my. I can give it some more power here too. I don't really need to leave my boom in any position. Now, if I'm too high, of course, when I scrape, I'm not going to be scraping anything with my boom. So as I come back with my dipper, I'm raising my boom just a hair. But as you can see, I mean, and we'll just move that over here. But this is a lot heavier machine. It's just a lot different machine. That little Chinese one did actually really well. So when I do that, I raise that, put my teeth down. I'm just going to be bringing my dipper in, scraping. I'm going to scrape my whole trench. And at the end, I'm going to scoop because I want to get my dirt out, of course. So I extend out, put my teeth so I can scrape. And sometimes I open my bucket up more as I get back. And then at the end there, I get a little scoop action going. So right there, put it up a little higher on my throttle, go out with it, get it up there. I'm scraping in. Getting rid of my dirt, going back. Now, a lot of times when you're digging a trench, it's a good idea too to clean the side walls off like that right there, so you can kind of layer it, because it's normally just going to fall in anyways. So you'll see a lot of guys do this, and it's pretty normal, even when you're doing footers, because if you don't do it, it will just fall in. So we're just cleaning it up there, and then we'll go back and we'll scrape, and when we got enough scrape, we'll bring that bucket around, and then we'll get a full bucket. We'll go back out, and the whole thing is try not to make any movements. Like right here, I don't need to pull up or do anything. I just need to boom down and then go hit my hole again. So you just try to do the same thing over and over again to just be as fast as you can possibly be. My dirt there. Alrighty. So I go out with it, go back out, and all I'm doing is I'm just scraping, because usually of course your dirt's really hard. So that's why you want to continue to scrape the bottom of your trench. And then when you get up to the end there and you want to get your dirt out, your clean out, you can go ahead and do that and wind your bucket around farther if you got to take that dirt farther there. Okay, so this just shows you the difference of power. Now this machine is almost twice as big too as the little Chinese excavator is, and this is some very hard dirt here. Like I said, this is packed road base. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's jump into the you change it from ISO to standard or tobacco on the actual control panel.
On the Cat.
All right, so in here, like I said, if we needed to change the controls, we'd just do it right there. So as we get in here, these bigger machines are so nice. But so okay, so we're getting in. It's got an awesome air conditioning system in it. Shut our door. Sorry about the noise. Get our blade roller in the back. There we go. Now it doesn't matter so much about this one. And the Cat in this one, it works, you know, just as well digging with the blade out the front as it does the back. Doesn't seem to matter too much. So like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out. So in here again, my left hand, I have this in the backhoe mode. So my left joystick is raising my main boom. My right joystick in and out is working my dipper and my bucket. And my, you know, my left joystick moves my house. So when I go out and so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to scrape the ground, like we said. A lot more reach in this machine. So as I'm scraping, coming in, scraping, I can tilt the bucket out if I want to keep scraping more. But just look at how this machine right here, I mean, it's got so much power. But you know, it's a lot bigger machine though too. Dump my spoils out here, go back, get my bucket out here. So I'm just pulling in on my stick, and all I'm doing is I'm scratching the surface out there with my teeth. And that's how you dig. And as I get to right here, I can go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bucket that dirt, and I'm not gonna put it in that water. I'm gonna bring it back and put it right here. And sometimes you can flip it a little bit if your dirt's sticking to your bucket. But the whole idea is to keep your configurations, so if you're trying to dig a lot of trench fast, you don't keep making movements you don't need to make. And with the iDig system, it's kind of nice because you can tell how deep you're digging and everything. I'll do a bunch of videos on that. But as we go out here, we got a lot of reach. And we just continue to scrape, and that's how we're digging a trench. Now, the reason it's nice, because if we were using a utility bucket and we were scraping like that, a lot of times you'll feel the machine come up a little bit if you do hit something in the ground. So that's one of the reasons too why you're better off to scrape than you are, you know, plunging the bucket, working the force of the bucket all the time. But I don't want to continue digging up this parking lot too much, but like I said, this is hard road base. And all these machines just, I'm not even going to take a scoop out there because I'm going to be putting this dirt back in. But this is just hard road base. And all these machines, even the Chinese excavator, went through it just fine. Now, this being a heavier machine and a way more expensive machine, of course it dug a lot better through the, you know, through it. But I just wanted to make this video because I really think that you're going to end up with one of these sizes machines. So, I mean, if you don't want to spend much money and you end up with a 1-ton machine for just around your house, or, you know, if you're a plumbing company and don't use it very often, that little Chinese 1-ton machine is going to do just fine. And you'll even be able to use it better than I did because, you know, I'm not used to that configuration and I don't dig good in the ISO configuration. But if you're just starting out with an excavator, you know, you'll learn that ISO configuration because you're not used to anything else. Now, I was a crane operator for almost 26 years. So, and the levers that I used when operating the crane are really close to the backhoe configuration. So for me, it was just a natural to stay with the backhoe configuration. And a lot of the old equipment that I operate is already in the backhoe configuration. So it would kind of do me no good to, you know, get used to the ISO configuration. If I was a young guy, I would probably get good at both, but I'm 60 years old. I don't have very much. Okay, so we saw how fast the E35 or E38 made quick work of that trench. It's just, you know, it's a real stout little machine. It's a workhorse, but all these machines are workhorses. I'm not going to discount even the Chinese one, because I've dug a lot of trenches with a lot worse machines than that, I tell you that. But let's go over here and
Here I'm using the Cat 301 to fill the holes back in with the dozer blade. One nice thing about the name brand machines is you are able to get a float option on them. And it is nice when you're trying to lightly level some ground to be able to push the float. Then you only get the weight of the blade and no hydraulics on the dozer blade. So that is a nice feature. And so far, I haven't seen that in the Chinese excavators. And definitely would like to get one with 2-speed and tracks that extend also when you're shopping for the Chinese ones.